All right, guys. Davenport to Disney. How one town built the world's biggest playground. What if I told you, right, that in just a few decades ago, Davenport, yes, Davenport in Florida, was a sleepy, citrus town with no theme parks at all, no crowds. Imagine that. And no global fame. Yes, that's what we're going to be talking about today. Yet today, it sits at the center of the world's most visited playground. Can you believe that? Today, we're going to be diving into a little known story how Davenport, a small central Florida town, found itself in the shadows and the spotlight of the big, old, great Disney. Yes, Disney is its competition. Guys, today we're going to go into this topic and dive and dissect what exactly happened. Welcome to Island Vacation Travel Podcast. I am your host, Al Philosian. Yep. Now, this is a story, guys, all about vision, transformation, and building something magical right next door to the mouse. Yes, I said it. Next door to the mouse. Yes, guys. So we're going to get into it today. Right? Now, let's rewind to the 1960s. Yes, Central Florida was swampland, citrus groves, and scattered towns like Davenport, a place known for tractor pools than theme parks. Yes, tractor pools, like tractor pools, yes. Then came Disney. But for towns like Davenport, this wasn't just magic. It was actually a challenge to them. Yes, an actual challenge that was very hard to defeat. How do you compete or even survive when the biggest entertainment brand in the world sets up shop just a few miles away? Developers, city officials, and business owners faced a huge dilemma in Davenport. Get swallowed up by Disney or orbit? Well, sorry about that. Get swallowed by Disney's orbit or evolve? Davenport decided to evolve. Yes, they actually survived and evolved. Now, let's just take a quick break. We'll be right back. Now, if you're planning a trip to Central Florida but want to go beyond the theme parks, visit www.islandvacays.com for your exclusive guide, Central Florida's hidden gems from Davenport to Disney and beyond. Uncover local eats, secret picnic spots, and also affordable villas next to the magic. Yes, visit www.islandvacays.com. That is www.islandvacas.com for dreamers who love the details. Yep. Now, we're back. Let's get into the journey of how Davenport became a key player in Florida's tourism boom. It's amazing. It's an amazing story, guys. Yes. First, the quiet before the storm. As you know, there's always a quiet before the storm. There's always a quiet before the storm. Now, before 1971, which seems to be a very long time ago, it's actually not, guys. Davenport was just a stop on US 17. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that highway. Surrounded by orange groves and cattle pastures. Country, straight country. That's why I love it out here. Very few visitors, few hotels, and the biggest attractions. Maybe local a local diner or something like that. That's actually what is the big attractions out there. Then Walt Disney quietly began buying land in neighboring Bay Lake and Lake. Sorry about that, Bay Lake and Lake Buena Vista. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Lake Buena Vista. You're probably not sure about Bay Lake, right next door. Over 27,000 acres. Locals didn't know what was actually coming. They were very naive to what was going on. They were unaware of what was going on. 27,000 acres of land was purchased, right, in neighboring Bay Lake and Lake Buena Vista. So that's how it was done. Now, secondly, Visionaries stepped in. You know, the guys with the foresight, the engineers and all those stuff. With Disney's plans unveiled, nearby cities scrambled to respond. But Davenport's leaders saw an actual opportunity. So, like we said, you evolve or you die. That's what happens. They didn't need to actually compete with Disney. They could actually support it. Enter developers and visionaries like Ronnie Thomas, who saw Davenport as a resort hub, vacation rental paradise, and getaway to the parks. Soon, vacation villas, shopping centers, and short-term rentals started appearing everywhere, offering families an alternative to pricey hotels in those parks. That's how they adapted, which was actually perfect, right? Or close to. Number 3, the Highway 27 and the infrastructure boom. Yes, Highway 27, very busy highway right now. Everything changed with infrastructure. Highway 27 and I-4 became lifelines. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with the world famous I-4. It's actually the most dangerous road in America. It connects Tampa to Orlando. I'm on that road almost every single day, so I could tell you a lot about it. Also, Highway 27. That's when all the infrastructure and everything came about, and they became the actual lifeline for Central Florida, connecting Davenport directly to Orlando, Disney, and even Tampa. Straight shot, either east or west, and you actually get to both of those major cities. And they're both very big in tourism. Hence the reason why we stopped in Winter Haven, Florida. Developers like Lennar and Dr. Horton moved in. What followed? Gated communities, which there were just a few gated communities like at that point. Championship golf courses, and resorts like Champions Gate, which I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with, Reunion, and also Providence. Reunion is actually one of the companies that we have a very good relationship with. They have huge mansions and villas with swimming pools and up to like 13 bedrooms, theaters, basketball courts in the houses and everything. They're like mini mansions. So if you're ever coming down to Florida and you need a villa, holla at us, www.islandvacays.com. We know where the villas are. My accountant owns a villa out in Davenport. So just so you guys know. So this is how all those gated communities came about, the championship golf courses, and also that's at Champions Gate as well, and Reunion, Jack Nicklaus golf courses out there, right? Davenport became not just a stopover, but a destination in its own right. Gotta visit. Number 4 on the list, guys, diversifying the fun. It wasn't just about housing. Davenport actually began creating its own entertainment. Yes, Points in the Park Mall brought big name retail brands. Points in the Park, right? This used to be orange groves before. There are also water parks, escape rooms, and mini theme parks began popping up everywhere, right? Local events and farmers markets brought the community together, which is something very big in Central Florida. It's country, so they're very natural. They're farms and stuff. Davenport actually became a backstage pass to the magic, a place where tourists and locals could enjoy Central Florida at their own pace. And Central Florida is pretty slow, comfortable, more like retirement, right? So it's easy breezy, great for vacation. Now, guys, let's take a quick break again and we'll be right back. Now, if you're looking for a place to stay in Central Florida without breaking the bank, check out our hand-picked collections of vacation villas in Davenport. Close to Disney with private pools and space to unwind, right? Or you could just go ahead and book at www.islandvacays.com/Central Florida. Davenport done right. Yep. All right, guys. Now we're back. So, what was the moment Davenport truly became part of the world's playground? I'd argue it is the rise of actually short-term rentals, when families actually realized that they could stay in a four-bedroom villa with a pool for less than a Disney hotel. Everything changed. It also changed my perspective completely. Companies like Airbnb and Vibro and even Disney adjacent rentals groups began flooding the market. So there's Airbnb, there's VRBO, and also there is Disney adjacent rentals group. They actually began flooding the market, right? Davenport became the unofficial lodging capital for Disney bound travelers. Also, not forgetting, Legoland is right around the corner in Winter Haven. So let's not forget that as well. Now, it wasn't competition. It was actually completion when it all came together. So they kind of found a way to just adapt and go with the flow. That's what you're supposed to do. That's actually called evolution. Now, guys, let's just take one more quick break and we'll be right back. Now, are you a pro or entrepreneur interested in launching a business in Central Florida? Sign up for my free webinar. Yes, we have chats, guys. We have talks. We have webinars that go on. You could build your brand in the heart of Florida, and we could actually consult with you. We could give you advice on how to go about doing that. And you could visit our islandvacays.com/about us page, and we could actually consult with you and help you take that on, right? Whether it's rental hosting, tour guiding, or content creation, Davenport might be your getaway to growth. Yes. So whether you want to start a rental company, whether you want to start a tour guide company, whether you want to start a podcast, whether you want to start conventions, parties, stuff to keep the people entertained and learning, most of all, this is what we're here for. We'll help you get there. So don't forget to check out Island Vacays davenport.com/about us. That's on our About Us page. Okay? Yes. Now, let's get back to it. Let's talk impact. Let's talk impact. For travelers, Davenport now hosts tens of thousands of visitors a month. Tens of thousands. We could actually see it in the effect of the traffic. That's how much we actually see people. It offers privacy, space, and affordability. Ideal for multi-generational families. Come with the whole family. They got enough space. It's there for no digital nomads and even seasonal snowbirds. So if you're trying to be creative, if you're trying to be in a quiet place that you could think and manifest and create, Davenport, come get a villa out there. You come in with your whole family. You want them to be comfortable without breaking the bank. Davenport. Are you a snowbird, a seasonal snowbird, coming from Canada or Europe, Alaska? Come down, right? Davenport is the perfect place for that. Now, for locals, with growth actually comes jobs, hospitality, retail, logistics, and service. This is all part of what I do, right? Whether it's the travel agency or our transportation section or retail, our online store, or just giving our service, the podcast, travel agency, it actually creates jobs. Not forgetting, as I mentioned earlier on, Legoland is in Winter Haven. For the young people in Winter Haven, that's an opportunity to get a job for a Fortune 500 company. Legoland is a huge company, right? It's actually from, I think, Sweden or somewhere like that. That's actually out here. So it creates jobs around. So does Davenport and all the jobs out there. Points in the park, all the retail stores, everything out there, the bars. It creates jobs, the hotels and everything, right? Now, Davenport's population has exploded in the last 2 decades. I was here for it. I've been here for about 13 years, leading to new schools, parks, and businesses, and like I said, opportunities. That's actually a good thing. That's part of tourism and how it impacts in a positive light. But it's not without growing pains. Traffic, infrastructure stress, and rising costs. That happens everywhere around the world. Whether I'm in St. Lucia, whether I'm in New York, whether I'm in London, now it's Winter Haven, Florida. That's why I travel and that's why I move. So now it's affecting her a little bit, but like I said, it's bringing jobs. So that means it's bringing cash, it's bringing money, it's bringing cash flow. So that's a good thing. So despite the traffic, the infrastructure stress, and the rising costs, still, most would say the trade-off has been worth it because it was just all country out here. Of course, you get a few people that complain about it, that the traffic's a little much and they just enjoy the quietness. Of course, there's a little bit too much infrastructure being built, but that's normal, right? I just think it needs to be regulated. But here is an amazing place. Number 3, for the future. The future is even brighter. Projects like the Sunrail expansion, which I cannot wait for. That is a necessity. It needs to connect Tampa to Orlando. Yes. New theme attractions. That happens as well, as I said, Legoland. And smart development plans aim to make Davenport even more attractive. You see different types of communities that they build, whether it be luxury communities, multi-generational, 55 plus, with malls, stores, shopping, all inclusive and everything in there. That's just some of the different strategies and tactics that they're giving so that everything is not far. That's actually planned, right? Not just to tourists, but to people looking to live near the magic as well. It's all inclusive. So whether you want to buy a house here or you're just coming on vacation, it's all for everyone. The tourists like the locals. So that's actually a beautiful thing, right? Let's take another break, guys, real quick. Do you want to learn more about Central Florida's evolution and how to explore it like a pro? Subscribe to my weekly email, The Island Report, at islandvacays.com. Right? Just go at the bottom of the page on islandvacays.com, this right here, and you'll see our form so you could receive our emails when we have specials going on, discounts, low deposits. You could actually find it when we send our emails out to you. And show us some support. Give us some feedback. We appreciate it, right? Now, get inside tips, exclusive offers, and destination stories that you won't hear anywhere else. I forgot the blog. When we put our new blog and our newsletters out, you're going to know, guys, because the magic isn't just in the park. It's in the journey. That's the beauty of life, right? So, we are back from citrus groves, guys, to global getaways. Davenport transformed itself through vision, adaptability, and smart development, proving that even the quietest town can become playgrounds for the world. Clear proof of it. Everyone, I want to hear from you guys. Have you stayed in Davenport? Whether it's a long time ago or recently, please let me know what you think about the growth, how it was before, how it is now, and what you would like to see for the future. I would appreciate it. I would really appreciate it. I get a lot of stories while I'm doing transport trips back and forth from Legoland to Disney or Davenport. I hear the stories. So I'm interested in seeing the comments on our podcast, whether it be on YouTube, Spotify, or whatever it is. Drop a comment or DM me for your favorite hidden spots in Central Florida. Our Instagram is island_vacation_travel. Feel free to leave a comment, right? And don't miss out on our next episodes, guys, right? Now, this has been an Island Vacation Travel Podcast episode with moi, Al Philogen. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time, keep exploring and remember, magic begins with a moment. Love you guys. We are out, guys.